Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. Quoted in Romans 9:13. It's often used as a banner verse for unconditional election, as if God loved one person and despised another before either had taken their first breath. But is that really the point that Paul is making? Did God predetermine to hate Esau from eternal past? So we start at the source, Malachi, not Moses. Paul is quoting from Malachi 1 verse 2 and 3, not Genesis. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, declares the Lord? Yet I have loved Jacob, but Esau I have hated. Malachi isn't talking about two infants in a womb. He's addressing two nations, Israel, descended from Jacob, and Edom, long after both men had lived and died. This isn't about God's covenantal choice, not personal damnation. So right from the start, we have to say clearly, this passage is about God's sovereign right to channel his redemptive mission through a lineage, not a declaration that cursed Esau to eternal ruin. Let's do a word study. The Hebrew word used here, son, yes, it can mean hate, but it often means to love less, to pass over, or to assign a secondary role. It's a Hebraic idiom about priority, not raw emotional rejection. And we see this in Luke 14:26 when Jesus says, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, he cannot be my disciple. Is Jesus promoting family hatred? Of course not. He's saying your love for me must outrank all others. It's a prioritization of allegiance. Let's anchor this with two more scriptural examples. Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah, and the Lord saw that Leah was hated. Genesis 29:30 and 31. Jacob didn't despise Leah. He had children with her, 6 sons who became the tribes of Israel. But compared to Rachel, Leah was loved less. Same with Sane, less preferred, not loved. Example number 2. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint a king, Jesse presented Eliab, Abinadab, and Shammah, each rejected. Then came David, the overlooked shepherd. God chose David, not because he hated the others, but because he had a specific mission for David. In Malachi language, you might say, David I loved for kingship, and his brothers I loved less for this purpose. This is sovereignty in action, not for rejection's sake, but selection for purpose. Let's be honest, the word sovereignty has become a theological trump card, especially in Calvinistic circles. But in scripture, sovereignty never means arbitrary control. It means freedom rooted in character. God's sovereignty isn't cold determinism. It's his right to rule, but always in alignment with his nature. Holy, just, patient, and loving. He chooses with purpose, not out of favoritism, not out of fatalism, always out of wisdom. Paul isn't arguing that God creates some people just to damn them. He's addressing a crisis in Jewish Christian theology. Why have many Jews rejected their own Messiah? His answer, God's sovereign choices have always defied human categories. Isaac over Ishmael, Jacob over Esau, David over his older brothers. God didn't hate the ones he didn't choose for covenant roles. He simply had a mission and a plan, and he fulfilled it his way. Romans chapter 9 is not a blueprint for individual election to heaven or hell. It's a case study in how God's redemptive history unfolds through unexpected choices to ultimately bring salvation to the whole